Hey guys, welcome back to another pickups video, this time for the month of March of 2015. A month that had a couple of interesting new releases that I was very much looking forward, so let's just start the video right away with the new releases that I picked up. And as you guys can probably see here in the background image, I had to pick Bloodborne for the PlayStation 4. In my opinion, a system seller, a must-have if you have a PlayStation 4, and especially if you're familiar with the previous work from Software, which is the developer for this game. And fantastic game. It's an exclusive for the PS4. If you have played the Souls games, Demon Souls or Dark Souls, you know exactly what to expect in terms of difficulty and things like that. But Bloodborne has its own little touch. Some things are different in terms of the combat system and the overall gameplay, but you'll be right at home if you have played previous Souls games. And I'm not very far into the game. I've only played a few hours, but so far I'm loving the game. And of course, it's brutally difficult, which is a staple of these games, if you want to call it that. But despite the very high difficulty, I'm having a lot of fun. The atmosphere and the setting in this game are unreal, fantastic, and I fell in love with the setting of this game ever since I saw the initial or the reveal trailer. I think it was revealed during E3 or something like that, and ever since then I've been very hyped to get back into the Soul series, if you want to call it, even though this is not part of the Soul series. But I had a lot of fun playing Demon Souls, and I'm having a lot of fun right now playing Bloodborne. So definitely, if you don't have a PS4, this is a very good game that you should consider getting a PlayStation 4 to play this game, because it's fantastic and really a system seller in my opinion. And speaking of PlayStation 4 games and new releases, you guys know me, I'm a pretty big Battlefield fan, and so I had to get Battlefield Hardline for the PS4, but this is obviously out for other systems as well. And I do have to say that I'm having a lot of fun with the game, but it is definitely not that epic. It's missing that epicness of the proper mainline Battlefield games, but despite that, I'm having fun playing the multiplayer so far. The single player seems to be decent. I'm pretty early. I think I'm up to chapter 3 so far, and seems to be pretty decent. Again, there are some things that are a little bit different, that I was a little bit let down. For example, the gameplay seems to cater a little bit more towards the Call of Duty crowd, in the sense that it feels a little bit more arcadey, more fast-paced. And in a way, I was expecting that, because this game has a pretty big emphasis on urban, infantry-based maps. There's very little vehicle, battles, as opposed to the mainline Battlefield games, which you can go on jets, tanks, helicopters. This game has a very heavy emphasis on regular infantry maps, which is understandable. But nevertheless, I'm having fun. It's just not. Don't expect this to be as fun as a proper Battlefield game. But again, a pretty decent first-person shooter so far, and I'm having a lot of fun in the multiplayer modes. So Battlefield Hardline for the PlayStation 4. Next up, let's move on into the Nintendo side of things. These are not new releases anymore, but I'm here to share with you guys a Wii U game that I picked up, Sonic Lost World. This was on sale at Best Buy for $15, but unfortunately it was in-store, pickup only, and none of my Best Buys had this game on sale. So I started to look around and noticed that it's getting kind of hard to find this game. So I decided to pull the trigger and pay a little bit more, and I got it through Amazon for like $25. And this is a game that I actually had pre-ordered before launch. So I was going to get it on day one, obviously, but I ended up canceling my pre-order. And I believe it was after playing the demo, which it was okay, but it wasn't anything spectacular. So I'm happy to pick the game back again for a reduced price and see what it's all about. It's again, the demo was okay, but not definitely enough or good enough for me to keep my pre-order in place. And the cool thing about this game is that it does have some exclusive Nintendo-themed DLC content. I believe there's a Zelda-themed level in this game, and there's also a Yoshi-themed level, something like that. And I believe it's free content, so I'm definitely looking forward to see how those levels turn out. But Sonic Lost World for the Wii U, I'm definitely looking forward to trying this game. And next up, this is not a video game, but rather the soundtrack CD for the Smash Brothers for the Wii U and the 3DS. I got this through Club Nintendo thanks to a promotion where if you get both the 3DS and the Wii U versions of the game, you were entitled to get this soundtrack CD for free. And it's really cool. No introduction needed here. The Smash Brothers series they have a fantastic selection of soundtrack of different Nintendo franchises, and this is a 2 CD soundtrack CD that I already ripped it into MP3 because that way I can put it on my phone or upload it to my Google Music and listen to it at work. But very nice gesture by Nintendo to offer this for free, and a pretty cool thing to have in my collection. Now let's move back into the PlayStation side of things, and I have 2 Vita games that I picked up for dirt cheap. The first is none other than Army Corps of Hell. This is still on the shrink wrap because I just got this on the mail. Best Buy had it on sale for very cheap, so I decided to pick this up. It sounds like an interesting game. Think of it as a adult, very mature themed Pikmin type of game. Strategy game, so that alone had me interested, and even though the game did not get good reviews, I figured for a cheap price it was worth the risk, if you want to call it. So I'm pretty happy to have this, and excited to see what the game is all about. And the other PlayStation Vita game that I got for dirt cheap as well, I think Best Buy had this for like $7, and it's Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. This is an exclusive Call of Duty Vita first-person shooter that completes my PlayStation Vita collection of first-person shooters. I'm only missing Borderlands 2, but that game is not really a full-on first-person shooter, if you want to call it that. So this game got blasted with pretty negative reviews, and it's not supposed to be very good, but again, for $7, you cannot go wrong, even though the campaign is supposed to be really short. I'm willing to give the game a shot and see what it's all about. So Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, supposedly not a very good game, but again, for $7 I'm willing to give it a shot. And with that being said, let's jump into the amiibos. I was gonna get this guy because I'm a big Toad fan, and sure enough, I was there on day one. I went to Toys R Us and got my Toad amiibo. He was supposed to be somewhat of a rare amiibo because the pre-orders sold out rather quickly. But when I went to Toys R Us on launch day, they had a ton of Toad amiibos, and I think the fact that they were limiting one per customer really helped my cause. But I'm pretty happy to have them because he's pretty detailed, and I'm a pretty big Toad fan, if you want to call it. So pretty happy to have his amiibo. And I told myself I was not gonna get the Super Mario line of amiibos, but when I was at Toys R Us, I kept looking at them, and the quality, it's much greater in my opinion. So I did ended up getting a couple of the Super Mario series amiibos. I've got here Yoshi, I got Luigi, and obviously Bowser, which he's pretty heavy and super huge. He's a pretty big amiibo, very nice build quality, and of course Peach. And again, I was not looking forward to getting these amiibos actually, but just a quick comparison here. This is the Peach from the Smash Brothers series, and this is the Peach from the Super Mario series. You can see this is a much bigger, much more detailed amiibo, and in all honesty, I wish all the amiibos were like this. A little bit of bigger sized, a little bit more detail. I'm just happy with the overall product of the Super Mario lines of amiibos, which is hence why I picked them up. I'm missing Super Mario, and right now he's only available if you buy Mario Party 10 for the Wii U. But I did hear, or I saw on Facebook, that he is going to be released as a standalone amiibo in April. So I'm just gonna wait until April and get him. And I know there's a gold Mario as well, but I'm not really interested. He's just the regular Mario amiibo with a coat of gold paint, literally. So pretty happy to have this Super Mario series amiibos. They're much bigger, much more detailed in my opinion, and In my opinion, this is what the original amiibos should have been like, a little bit more detailed and bigger. Now, since I did not pick up too many games, I decided to share one other thing that it's not really game related, but in a way it is. My old cell phone stopped working and I was due for an update anyway, so I decided to get the Sony Xperia 3, which is a fantastic phone, obviously made by Sony. And the cool thing, we're talking about video games here, is that you can do remote play from your PlayStation 4 into your Sony phone. So you can use your DualShock 4 controller and connect it through the Bluetooth method, or you can buy a clamp to actually put the phone and then play with your DualShock 4 controller. In all honesty, I don't foresee myself using that feature. Or maybe I'm going to use it once or twice when I go to work, but it's a cool feature to have nonetheless, and it does have like an exclusive PlayStation app where you can check your trophies, see what your friends are playing and things like that. But again, I was due for an update, and my older phone stopped working. It was a Galaxy S3. So I'm pretty happy to have the Sony Xperia. Fantastic phone. It's super fast, great camera, and again, I may use the remote play functionality just to test it out and see what it's all about. Now, as far as digital titles, the usual suspects, PlayStation Plus games, I was pretty excited to get Valiant Hearts, published by Ubisoft, and it's a game that uses the UbiArt engine that powers the Rayman Origins, Legends games and things like that. So I'm pretty excited to try that game out. They also had another indie game, Ollie Ollie 2, which is a little bit of a Tony Hawk style of indie game that I played it for a little bit, and it was definitely very challenging, very difficult, but fun nonetheless. And then I obviously got all the PlayStation Plus games on my download list. But I did get two other games via Club Nintendo. Some of you may know the Club Nintendo service is going to stop. So March was the deadline, or the end of March was the deadline for the to spend your coins. So I did ended up getting a couple of physical goodies that I'll be sharing with you guys. But I had some coins left over that allowed me to buy two digital games. One of them was Doc Louis Punch Out, which is for the Wii. It's an exclusive Club Nintendo game, so I decided to go for that rarity proposition, if you want to call it that. And it's supposed to be the Punch Out game, but you can fight against Doc Louis or something like that. So I'm excited to try it out. And the other digital virtual console game that I got is F-Zero X for the Nintendo 64, which you can only play via the Wii mode on your Wii U, but it's one of my childhood favorite games. Definitely my favorite F-Zero game, so I figured, I have the coins, might as well spend it on that game. That way I have it digitally on my Wii U system at all times. So that's it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my pickups video, and I will see you all next month with more pickups. Take it easy.